Welcome back. Today we are going to be doing live virtual machine lab 4-2, which is access control utilities. So let's begin. So we're going to be using this following lab configuration. This will be the topology. And yeah, let's begin with the exercise. So first exercise, we're going to be controlling access to directory and files with standard permissions. In this exercise, you will view and modify standard permissions and control ownership. You will be working with the chmod, chown, and chgrp commands. So first things first, we want to power on plab client 01. We want to log in administrator using the password pass0word. Password, capital P, password with a 0 instead of a O. And then we're going to wait for our home page to load up. From there, we're going to click Show Applications. And then we're going to scroll down and select Terminal. And then we're going to open our terminal. And before we begin doing any commands, I'm going to type a terminal Linux command that my professor required me to do. You might not have to do this, but essentially what this does is just puts my student ID in front of the command line interface to ensure that my screenshots are original and that I am submitting my own work. So now we're going to change our directory to the documents directory. So we're going to do cd documents. And then after that, in the terminal window, we are going to create 3 text files using this command, touch. So we're going to do touch space textfile1.txt. Then we're going to do the same thing, but put a 2. And then we're going to do the same thing again, but this time we're going to put a 3. So after that, we're going to type ls in our command line interface, and we can see we have many text files, and we also have the text files that we just created. So let's continue. Now we're going to do cd/etc, and now we'll change our directory to the etc directory, which will contain all of the Linux system configuration files. So now I'm going to do cat and then passwd. The cat command is short for concatenate, which essentially displays the contents of the etc/passwd file. And you can also view the permissions, as you can see here. So after that, we're going to type cat shadow. As you can see, it says our permission was denied because only the root users and the users that belong to the shadow group have access to those etc/shadow files, or to the shadow files in general. So now we're going to go back to our terminal, and we're going to type ls space -l and then shadow. And as you can see here, the permissions for the shadow file are displayed. You can see here kind of like a key or a legend kind of telling you like what exactly each segment of the text means. So, for example, 5th column, 1469, so 1469 here, that's the file size, or the date, which is the last time the file was modified. So yeah, now we're being asked to clear our terminal, so we're just going to clear the terminal real quick. And then now we're going to modify file permissions. So we want to make sure we're connected to plab client 1, which we already are. And then in the terminal window, we're going to type cd/home/administrator/documents, and then hit enter. And in the terminal window, we're going to type chmod 400 textfile1.txt. And so the chmod file, or the change mode, I said file, I meant command, sorry. The chmod command is used to modify the permissions of the file. And when we use it with the 400 parameter, it will give the file the read only permission. So 400 is like the octal representation of that file. So now we want to type ls-l, and as you can see, the text file 1 right here, the text file 1 txt file, only has the view permissions. We can only view it, we cannot open it. It's a view only permission right now. Or not view, read. It only has the read permission, as you can see. So now we're going to go here and we're going to type chmod plus rw text file 1.txt. So we're going to add a permission to it. That we're going to do ls-l once again. And now, as you can see, there is a RW with the text file 1. So right here, RW, it was not there before, but now it's there. So essentially what this means is that we can now read and write permission, or we have the permission to read and write for members that have access to that file. So, very good to know. Very cool command. So now we're going to type chmod u-rwx, this is a bit of a long command, comma grw, comma ox, text file 1.txt, and enter, and then we're going to do ls-l. So now if we look at the text file 1.txt command, we can see that the command we just used just removed all the permissions from the owner of the file and has given the read permission to all other users. So as you can see, it's changed once again. There's no longer any permissions from the owner of the file, and now all the other users have the permission to read the text file 1 file. So now we're going to do chmod g-w text file 1.txt. Oh, I typed that wrong. chmod GW, not GQ. Now we're going to type ls-l, and what that command does is removes all the permissions from the owner of the file by using the GW parameter. So you might think, oh, well, there's no difference, like, what do we do? But essentially what we just did is remove all the permissions that the owner had. So yeah, good command to know. Now we're going to type cd to move back to our default directory. And then now we're being asked to type less/dot profile. And now the output of the command is showed right here. A bit of a lengthy command. But this command displays the default permissions as defined by the Linux system. If you actually notice, where is it exactly? If you notice, there's a line that says umask 0222 right here, and that 0222 is the inverse of the numeric code for permissions. So for example, a umask of 022 is actually 755. So if we want to exit this command, or exit the window, we simply type Q. Now we're head back to our terminal, we're going to type ID and hit enter. And this ID command will list the profile permissions that we currently have. So now we're going to add a new user by using sudo space user add jdo, which I think stands for John Doe. We're going to hit enter. It's going to ask us for the password, which is, again, capital P password with a 0 instead of an O. Once we type in the password, we will see that a new user should have been created called jdo. Let me just type this command one more time just to make sure. Yep, user jdo already exists. So now that we have a new user, we're going to change directories quickly to the documents directory. And then we're going to do sudo chown jdo text file 2.txt. And then after that, we're going to type ls-l. And the chown command changes the ownership of the file. So if you look at the owner of the text file 2, you'll see jdo instead of administrator, which indicates that the ownership of the file has been changed from administrator to jdo. So now we're going to do sudo group add marketing. And so we just created a new group now called marketing. So we're going to try out see if we can add a text file or see how we can familiarize ourselves with this new group that we just created. So we're going to do sudo chgrp marketing text file 2.txt. Then we're going to type ls-l, and that chgrp command should have changed the group of the text file 2.txt to marketing. As you can see, we have successfully changed the group. It says marketing, and before it said administrator, so we know that the command successfully worked. Now we're going to do sudo chown or chown, and then I forgot what this symbol is called. The two periods on top of each other. I forgot what it's called, but we're going to do that symbol in the marketing. And text file 3.txt. We're going to type ls-l, and that chown command has changed the group of text file 3.txt to marketing. So now we have two text files that are under a new group. We have text file 2 and text file 3. They're both under the marketing group now. But before they were in the administrator group. But because we used that chown command, we were able to successfully change the group of these files from administrator to marketing. So now we're going to type sudo chown -r, and then administrator symbol administrator, and then period / symbol. And now we're going to type ls-l, and what that command just did is it just reset the ownership and group of the files back to their defaults. So you'll see text file 2 and 3, now they're back to administrator. They're no longer under marketing, or text file 2 is no longer under JDO. So yeah, now we're being asked to take a screenshot, so we're just going to take a screenshot of this real quick. Let me make this window a little bit bigger. Let me take a screenshot. And okay, nice. So now we're just going to go back to our default directory, cd. We're going to hit clear, and we have finished exercise 1. So that is the first exercise of this lab complete. And yeah, let's move on to the next one. Now moving on to exercise 2, controlling access to directory and files with advanced permissions. So we're going to use access control lists in Linux to give permissions to a user or a group in order to access a file or directory without actually changing the permission set of the file or directory. So yeah, let's begin. So we're being asked to do a sudo command. So let's go to our terminal, sudo tune 2fs -l/dev/fda. I think my virtual machine has froze for a second. Yeah, that happens sometimes. So you're going to hit enter, and then it might ask you for the password, it might not. For me, it didn't ask for the password. So this above command is used, or the command that we just used is used to verify if FACLs, otherwise known as file access control lists, can be used. So if you'll notice, you should be able to see a default mount options with a user ZAR ACLL right here. Default mount options user underscore AX or XATTR ACL. That didn't say ZAR. But yeah. So let's move on to the next step, which is to change our directory to documents, and then we're gonna add a new user. We're gonna do sudo add Leroy Brown. Hit enter, and now we've added a new user. We're going to do sudo set facl, not m, sorry, sudo space set facl, and then dash m space u, symbol Leroy Brown, symbol rw, text space text file 1.txt. Now we're going to type ls-l, and then if you can see, the set facl command that we just used has been set to modify or remove ACLs for files and directories, and the m parameter modifies the current ACL of the file. You'll notice that the plus character indicates that there is an ACL applied to the file. So as you can see here, text file 1.txt, there is a plus sign indicating that there is a access control list, or not access control list, access control list. Yeah, I was right. So yeah, you can see there's an access control list now that has been added. So let's proceed. So now we're going to type sudo, oh shoot. I'm going to type sudo get facl text file 1.txt, and type sudo set facl -x u Leroy Brown text file 1.txt, and type sudo get fac1 space text file 1.txt. Oh, that's an L, not a 1. Why did I type 1? Oops, sorry. Make sure you type L and not 1 for the facl command. And yeah. So the set facl command, when used with the x parameter, removes the ACL entry for Leroy Brown from the current file. And you will notice that the output of the get facl command, the ACL entry for Leroy Brown has been removed. So now we're going to type sudo set facl -m space g marketing rw text file 1.txt, and then sudo get facl text file 1.txt. So the set facl command configures the permissions from the current ACL of the file for the marketing group. You'll notice the entry for the marketing group from the command that we just entered. So now we're going to type cd to move back to our original directory. And we're going to make a new directory called mkdir space reports. So now we've created a new directory in the reports directory. So we are now going to type sudo set facl -m space u Leroy Brown space rw reports, and the command that we just put in is going to modify the permissions for Leroy Brown, and it's going to set it in the reports directory. So now we're going to type sudo set facl -m du Leroy Brown rw reports, and we have now set a new permission inheritance with the set facl commands for the user Leroy Brown. And permission inheritance is when the permissions at the folder level get passed on into objects that are within the file. Now that we've done that, we're going to type sudo set facl m. Probably just better if I just type it out. Sudo set facl -m and g symbol. Wait. Okay, I just want to make sure because I don't know why I did that. marketing, RW. Yeah, my virtual machine is lagging. It's fine though. Should probably just take a couple seconds and it'll get back. Marketing, RW, reports. So that command will set the permission inheritance for the marketing group. Now we're going to type sudo get facl reports, and you'll see the output from both the user Leroy Brown and the group marketing have been set for permission inheritance. Leroy Brown, group marketing. So yeah. So now that we have done that, we're going to move on to task 2, which is set sticky bit to control access. The sticky bit permission is set on directories to ensure that only the root users can modify the contents of the directory. In this task, we will create a directory and then modify permissions to limit users from manipulating files that they do not own. So first things first, we want to connect to plab client 01, which we already have. And then let's just clear this real quick. We're going to make a new directory called data. So mkdir or mkdir and then space data. Now we're going to do sudo chmod o plus t data. You might be asked for the password, you might not be, but if you are asked for the password, remember the password is capital P password and then a 0 instead of a o. And the chmod command is used with the t flag to set what we call a sticky bit permission for other users, which is why we put that o. The o stands for other users. So now we're going to do, ls-l, and yeah, as you can see here, the data is highlighted, which indicates that, you know, multiple users have permission to it, or not multiple users, but essentially other users have permissions to access it, which is why that data segment is highlighted. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the second exercise. We're asked to take a screenshot, so I'm just going to take a screenshot of this real quick. Make my window bigger. And yeah, all right. So now that we've done that, we can move on to, okay. So that's it done. So this lab only has 2 tasks. I thought there were more, but it's only 2 tasks. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope that you all learned something or that I was able to help you in some sort of way. And I will see you all in the next video. Thank you for watching.